And this is an especially sad anniversary for the Kennedys and for a lot of people who remember this day in 1968. 40 years ago today, Robert Kennedy was assassinated while trying to follow his brother's footsteps to the White House. The gunman was caught at the scene. But Karen Anderson tells us some say they have new evidence that he did not act alone.
He was building momentum headed into the Democratic National Convention 40 years ago.
My thanks to all of you, and now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there.
Robert Kennedy had just clinched the California nomination when the shots rang out.
Everybody else, just please stay back, just a doctor.
This man, Sirhan Sirhan, was caught at the scene.
I did not commit this crime.
But since Robert Kennedy was killed, there's been little talk of a conspiracy until now.
You can hear a number of the shot sound.
A forensic scientist with a high-tech crime lab in Tucson says he's found proof there was more than one gun.
I believe he was definitely not the only gunman.
In this 6-second radio reporter's recording from the scene, we can only hear screams. But Phil von Praag says he can identify 13 shots fired, and Sirhan's gun only held 8 bullets. And some of the shots were just milliseconds apart.
That tells us that there had to have been a second gun firing in that pantry, because it's impossible for an individual, any individual, to shoot an Ivor Johnson Cadet 55 that rapidly.
Von Praag teamed up with forensic expert Bob Joling on this book about their findings. Joling studied RFK's death for 30 years and claims Sirhan fired shots, but not the fatal ones.
He was in no position to be able to fire his gun in order to inflict the fatal wound to Senator Kennedy from behind.
So who do conspiracy theorists believe fired the fatal shot? Some have talked about a security guard. Von Praag says he doesn't have that answer. He's just focused on trying to prove Sirhan didn't act alone.